Saturday Social, brought to you by EA Sports FC with PlayStation 5.
The EA Sports FC 24 Team of the Year vote is now open, and it's time for everyone to decide on their men and women's 11. I'm excited about this, Joe.
Absolutely, yeah. Today, Flav and James are going to be picking their men's 11 for 2023. So from January to December, ahead of next week's reveal. You both got a team in your hand. We're going to debate it out and try and come to an agreement on the whiteboard. Who have we got for a goal?
OK, so I think we agree with the first one.
We agree. It's weird. We agree with this, but he's not even the best goalkeeper in the league currently. So it's weird that I have to choose Alisson.
Is this usually forcing Vicario's name in?
Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm doing.
I think what is fair, if I may, critique somewhat, I would have liked to see Vicario as a nominee. Didn't make it on the list.
He hasn't got a body of work yet.
I guess it's more blown up, hasn't he?
I think it's
over the last 4 or 5 months.
Don't forget, this is the calendar year. But with that said, would you say he's the most informed keeper in the league now, then, for you, Vicario?
I think it's a choice between these two. I mean, as a Spurs fan, I'd say yes, but a Liverpool fan would say Alisson. But yeah, he's been quality this year.
He's been amazing.
So is this guy.
All right.
But also, it is the team of the year, as we said. You're both agreeing. I think we can agree.
He's the best goalie in the world for me.
Yeah.
Good choice.
OK, is there an agreement at right back, potentially?
I've got Trent.
Oh, you got Trent as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of Trents. Glaring omission at Carl Walker, by the way.
Yeah, a little bit. You're right. You're probably right. But I just love watching Trent play. I think maybe there's an element of recency bias in the fact that he's just been phenomenal recently.
There's a recency bias, but also imagine the challenges that he's had to overcome, because he came under a bit of fire last year. I mean, was it last year where people were claiming?
Out to a point, isn't it?
Is he a defender?
Trent.
Yeah, but the fact that he's like Klopp made this tactical change where he started utilising the midfield, inverting him slightly, and it's just elevated his game. And if you, I know it doesn't mean much, but the way he strikes the ball is poetry.
Yeah,
I absolutely adore him. I think he's an amazing player.
Against Newcastle, the strike from the byline that hits the post on the far side.
I've never seen a shot that hasn't gone in being replayed and talked about more than that because the technique was so good. Do you feel like it's a bit unfair criticism when people critique his defending aspect because he's so good going forward in his assists? Do you think that's
I think it's part of I think it's part of the game. So I think that has to be put at him, and he does get turned in and out a lot. I think being a right back is difficult because a lot of great players play on that left-hand side a lot of the time. The reason he was in my team is because I've kind of been thinking about England's team at the moment, and I just can't not have him in the England team. You have to find
right back. You put him at right back.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's a different question, but ultimately he's got to be in the team. And so when I was thinking about this, I can't have a team without him in it, and that's why I got him in there, because I think he is just. And he's I feel like he's become a man recently now. There's a different look in his eyes.
No, I know what you're saying.
But is it vice captaincy that he's got there?
Yeah.
Well, he seems sort of more comfortable in his skin, and he's winning games as well.
And the defensive aspect to a right back now is not what it once was. Like he's the importance of him on the ball is almost more intrinsic to whether or not he's an effective player, and you wouldn't have anyone else. Even if I had Carl Walker as an option, I would still have.
Even though you went treble-winning Carl Walker.
Yeah, I would still have Trent.
Yeah.
Also, I think shout out to Jeremy Frimpong as well. One of the nominees. Massive numbers, and Leverkusen still unbeaten as we speak today.
Wow. Yeah.
So I think deserves a shout. But
let's go centre backs then. Should we look at your pairings to see? If
who you got? Let's go for as a pair. So there might be an agreement.
I've gone. Who you've gone? So James has gone.
You go first.
Go on.
So I've gone Kim Min-jae. And I've gone with John Stones.
OK.
I've gone Kim Min-jae as well. But I've gone Ruben Dias, who's better than John Stones, isn't he?
I think I might have to concede this one. I just think for what he's done overall over the calendar year in terms of, I think there's a stat about how, in terms of like progressive carries or something like that in the Champions League final, he had the most since Messi in a final or something like that. For the role that he was playing in that run-in to go and win the treble, I totally understand he's been injured and barely played. And so I understand you want to go with Diaz for consistency and defensive, brilliance. But in terms of overall brilliance and what he's done this year, I sort of just wanted to chuck him forward.
I do know what you mean by that. It takes a special player to be able to play in various roles.
Diaz can't do that.
Like the DM, like the centre-back, in the big games. Like the trust that Pep's putting him in a range of big games is a great shout. But you're going with based on pure defensive attributes.
Yeah, and I don't want this to become a tetchy thing, right? but James did put him as the best player in his age category in the world.
On a previous video.
On another video that we did. So... if you give me the option, and that's taking nothing away from Stones at all. Yeah. And you're right about his versatility and what he was asked to do. And at times when he was played in a six, he was absolutely competent and actually excelled. Yeah. But these two are the best centre-backs.
Yeah, Kimmich obviously great year as well. Nailed on for both of you.
You do not concede a goal with those two, do you?
No. So you're happy conceding with Ruben Diaz?
Yeah, I'll let it go. I just wanted to add a bit of flair into my
Also,
team.
his win at Napoli, it was...
Yeah, I think you've got to have a Napoli player on.
You've got to have that title win at Napoli, and of course doing well at Bayern. So a couple of admissions. Do we give some shout-outs to the like of Van Dijk and Saliba? Obviously, neither of you have picked him. Shouts out to the years.
I think the first half of the year, Van Dijk struggled a little bit, or sort of didn't get to the same level. Maybe that's... I'm taking that from results more than anything else. He's amazing, but I think Ruben is won the treble.
I think you can't have Saliba because he's part of a capitulating team at the end of last season. So.
Just get that dig in there, right? Let's get left back.
I think it's important we shout out players not mentioned as well, because a lot of people have
agreed.
Who you got with left backs?
Not a big selection of left backs to pick from here.
I just love him. Hernandez just bombs forward, loves an assist, exciting fullback, the kind of one that could potentially do well under Postecoglou's system. Should Udogie ever get injured or whatever, we need another
or bought by a...
Well, he's just signed a new contract, big contract, so very unlikely. But I think in a position that there wasn't a huge amount of options, I'd gone for Hernandez.
Yeah, I've gone with DiMarco. The reason I've gone for DiMarco is I thought he was fantastic in the Champions League run, so important on that left-hand side. On both sides, the fullbacks were really, really important, but I thought DiMarco was fantastic for them. They're having a good season as well. So in terms of the whole calendar year, again, I agree. I think it was kind of quite a light position, left back, interestingly. But for that Champions League run, no one expected Inter Milan to be in that.
Who would you rather have at QPR?
I'd rather have Theo Hernandez.
All right.
Overall,
Flav's taking the win on that one.
They got beat.
They did get beat, and of course DiMarco leading the league.
Didn't win the league either. Won what they won.
You just said you'd want him at QPR. There's your answer.
That's a different question.
Yeah, and you've got to remember DiMarco Champions League finalist, currently topping.
What you say? What do you reckon?
I think there's also a big dearth for left-backs in this slot, but just based on the Champions League run DiMarco put together, the fact that he beat Theo Hernandez's AC Milan in the semi-final and is currently table-topping with Inter Milan, I think DiMarco as a wing-back, it's quite an interesting shout. Let's go for something.
And also, don't forget, this isn't who we're asking is a better player, it's about the year, so it's about who's had the better year. So obviously, two decent.
Let's not make this touchy.
Your words. You're starting to wind me up. Jim.
As well, we usually judge this based on the best arguments. If there's any disagreement, you got to come with stats for us or reasoning behind it.
Midfield, who we
I ain't
got?
got many stats.
Midfield, right?
Defensive, yeah.
Okay, defensive. Yeah, I mean, this is the correct answer.
Yeah, correct.
Rodri.
Yeah.
Stick him on.
Stick him on.
That is such a shoot.
Absolute metronome.
Almost a waste of a second magnet there, really.
Champions League goal, yeah.
Beautifully made magnet, by the way.
Shout out nearly does our magnets.
Okay. Have we got another one that's the same?
Yes, we've got Bellingham. We've got Bellingham as the same. Like I said, we discussed. It's just an elite footballer. Probably could win a Ballon d'Or this year.
Will he win it this year?
If Real Madrid
defence, will he win it?
Yes, I think because I can see Real Madrid. If Real Madrid manage to win the Champions League and England go deep, I think Bellingham will.
It's a tough question then. If Real Madrid, let's say neither Real Madrid or Bayern Munich win the Champions League, they both win their domestic cups and England win the Euros, who wins the Ballon d'Or? Is it Harry Kane or Jude?
Kane or Bellingham?
I don't think Salah's out of it yet. Just to chuck that in there.
Say they win the Prem,
say he wins AFCON.
I think Kane would get the nod merely... not merely, but because there's that body of work before. Bellingham is so young.
And the goal numbers.
Yeah, but he's...
I think the opposite. I think they'd give it to Bellingham.
Do you?
I think he's just more exciting than Kane.
Just the right Real Madrid have a...
Real Madrid have more of a pull,
that's a good point.
Than Bayern Munich.
Real Madrid have a pull with FIFA.
Do they?
Or UEFA.
But usually, like...
I'm not sure they get on with it.
I think it's definitely a thing of the Ballon d'Or as well, that the more experienced players tend to win it a little. Like,
maybe,
there's a thought Bellingham will win it anyway later in his career, potentially. So this might be Kane's opportunity to win it. You know, you think of when Luka Modric won it, I think, particularly to that, where slightly older player, obviously had an amazing
Haaland
time
as well.
Croatia.
Do you think with the say Ronaldo, Messi, and those kind of superstars winning it, as long as Mbappe wins the Euros, does he win it?
Ooh.
A lot of names.
Very political, isn't it?
Mbappe cannot win it if you're playing in Ligue 1. You can't.
Getting highly off topic anyway.
Let's
come back to this. So Bellingham will agree.
So I need Bellingham on the left for my team. Although it's fine either way, but...
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
There's a lot of energy. It's my left-hand side.
Who's your other midfielders?
I've gone for Valverde.
Wow.
Okay.
And he's just because outside of Trent are players that don't play for Tottenham, I love watching him play.
Yeah.
And appreciate that I might not have the stats to back this up and beat the Jim in defeating him in this argument. But I absolutely adore him. And in his performances in the Champions League run this season, last season rather, were sensational. And for him to be consistently good for Real Madrid means that he should get in this team.
Yeah, he is massively underrated.
Yeah.
And when you said it, I was like, ooh, good shout. It's wrong, though, because the correct answer is Bernardo Silva, I think. I think, you know, with the trophies and everything which do play a part in this stuff, I went to the Real Madrid home game against Man City, and Man City were electric, and he was the best player of the lot for me. He absolutely took that game away from Real Madrid. Time and again, he's amazing, plays in every position. He's so good. And with De Bruyne out, I know Man City haven't been at their best, but he has sort of stepped in a lot of the time. I just think he's awesome.
I agree with what you're saying about Valverde. I think he is underrated, a fantastic player. Do you think the fact that Man City won so many trophies in the year, which is what it's done for the calendar year, would mean Bernardo Silva would edge it?
No, I understand it, but
Played every minute of that Champions League
And let's
run.
not forget, didn't win La Liga this year.
Yeah, and
but you're talking
treble
like,
winner there.
And
He's had better years.
He's benefited from a great club, hasn't he? It's like this whole argument about KANE or Henry, you know, who's the better one.
Where have you got that from?
Right,
How have you found that?
Given this is based on the best arguments, I think Jimbo put forward a very, very strong argument. there.
I've got to
Kane
say,
and the
I'm a
treble win.
Spurs fan like yourself, but your ability to weave Tottenham into every answer is
But it's more an Arsenal
funny
dig than even Tottenham.
In the outbreak, asked him what he's having for lunch, and he talks about Spurs winning the other night.
It's funny you should say that. Shall we move on to our next?
Well, let's
Go
go to
on.
the right winger first, because I think there's an
Okay.
agreement here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable from him.
OK, so Mo Salah.
Gotta be
Fabrizio,
Salah.
total agreement.
Yeah,
Salah, yeah, crucial on that right-hand side for me. Look at that. Look at the chemistry there as well. To bring it back to the wonderful game.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Stay on. There you go. Yeah, Salah definitely.
OK.
That's good.
And then
Fill in the gap.
your two remaining players, I
Yeah.
think we need to reveal at the same time, because there is a
Because
bit of a
of position.
difference in position
Yeah.
and how they're going to work.
So
on the
this
board.
is why I cannot lose this argument, because you're not allowed to just create positions for players if we're doing this properly. Like, if we're not doing it properly, then it's fine. I'll
I'll walk away. You'll walk away.
I'll have Maradona if we're not going to do this properly. The answers are Kane and Son.
Flav, right, let's see yours, Jimbo.
So I've gone for Kane and Haaland.
Where's Mbappe?
None of you got Mbappe?
I can't fit Son and Mbappe in this team.
So you're saying you think Son had a better 2023 than Mbappe, despite the fact, you know, last season.
You're asking for
Wasn't
my...
his
Playing Son on
finest
the left
campaign.
as well.
Yeah, Son off the left, yeah. You're...
And where's Haaland for you? Haaland, who scored 56 goals in a treble-winning season.
Yeah.
Kane is a better forward than Haaland.
Just misses out.
But this isn't over. This is the team of the year.
Yes.
Who had a better year?
Sorry,
in
what,
Haaland?
scoring goals in a failing Tottenham team doesn't count, does it not? But Haaland has every benefit playing for Manchester City. No, Joe, you're looking at me like this is crazy to suggest that...
He's in my team.
You've got to have both of them in for me.
No, you can't have both of them, because Kane's never played off the left.
Let me show you how it works.
Playing.
Let me show you how it works. Right, it's sort of a little.
We're not choosing players in their correct position.
It's an asymmetric system. He's going to drop in. Bellingham's going to go beyond. DeMarco's going to come up on this side.
Yeah.
He's going to pop in here as well. It's stunning. It's stunning. It works.
What were you saying? Obviously, Kane scored, I believe, 30 goals for Spurs, finished 8th.
Yeah.
Haaland scored 36. They won the treble. Are you saying you think that was a...
I'm saying Kane would have scored 10 more than Haaland in Manchester City's team.
But he didn't, and that is just a hypothetical. Whereas Haaland actually did and won the treble.
No, it is a hypothetical, but what isn't a hypothetical is that Kane scored 20 goals in one of the most defensive Tottenham teams, 30 goals.
Kane is the highest scoring player in the top 5 leagues currently.
But who had a better calendar year?
But this is about calendar year.
Who's had a better calendar than these two, than Haaland and Kane?
I think you've
That's where Mbappe. I get Mbappe. Like, the left-hand side is interesting because, say Vinicius Junior, Jack Grealish, they've had good moments. But have they been outrageously good the whole year round? More so that you can't kind of cram these two in? Son's a joke.
And by the way, if this is a team playing football, chemistry, it counts for a lot.
For me personally, I just think Mbappe. I know that even in a slight downward year, we're still talking about a player who's put up over 50 goals last season. I know that the World Cup final didn't fall exactly in this calendar year. But that was
two
one of the
questions.
best performances I've ever seen.
Two questions. First one: is it your team? Answer it.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Second question: have we got an Mbappe magnet?
No.
No, we don't.
We can't change our mind.
So you're
World
taking
Cup
us
was
off
technically
course.
December, wasn't it? Yeah.
Also,
Taking us off course.
if you're having Mbappe, then the conversation is only about Haaland and Kane. So you're saying Haaland, Mbappe, and Salah.
Yeah.
That's not a bad forward line.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, but that's not
But
what
you
it's
can't
about.
have Salah. We'll give him Haaland and Kane, I reckon.
You can have Haaland and Kane.
No, you can't have Haaland and Kane.
You can't have
the only
What
one.
are you upset about the position?
No, wait.
Kane out of position.
But you're saying your debate, if we're doing it this way, is you're saying that Kane's in, and the debate is. So if we did that, right?
So what's your
You're
debate?
saying the debate is between Son and Haaland.
If you're playing him off the left, you have Son over Haaland, yeah. Of course you do. Stop putting him here.
I'm on
That's
a
not the
technicality.
position. That's his position there. It's not a
I
technicality.
think we will allow Haaland on the board if you want it, Jimbo.
I get him off. I love Son.
Haaland has to be.
I get Son. I love him. I get it. But that's correct.
Can we talk about loyalty then? Is that important in the game? of
No,
football anymore?
not.
No, we can't.
Not over a year period.
All right, if loyalty's not important, then I'll take Son off.
All right, there we go.
There you go.
Stop putting them like that.
That's how they're going to work. That's how they're
Smithy,
going
are
to
you
work.
happy with that layout?
That's not my
fine.
team.
It's
What I would
gonna
say is,
work.
we have to reiterate,
it's actually
this
like
isn't
that.
Joe and I's team.
It's
This is
actually there,
James
like,
and Flav's
can you bomb on, son?
agreed
Can you bomb on?
11.
Like
that.
Can I ask you one final question? Are you happy with that? I mean, God knows what that formation that is.
Oh, I know, this is
I
what
can see it.
Can we put it back just for OCD?
Okay, yeah.
All right, good.
Okay. Right, there is confirmation
Is that better?
Kane's never
of
played
the
that.
11. Are you happy with that, Flav?
Thrilled.
Well, Kane's never played in that position in his
Could he,
entire
though,
life.
Flav? Could he?
Of course he could.
There you go. Let's wrap
There we
it
go.
up.
Right, there is confirmation. I'll give you one last look at it. There is confirmation of their team of the year. It's time for you to have yours. Head to ea.com/TOTY to cast your vote for the men's and women's FC24 team of the year. Over to you.